American.
Some that everyone is embracing and I'm all in favor of. But sometimes those players are at a school for 6 months and they may go to another school and with another leadership style and another structure. And so when they get to our league, there's some behavior that may have to change, and we have to be willing to help them change it. And that's okay. Like, this is not an indictment on the college football system. This is just, you could go back and get a player from Alabama or Ohio State or Notre Dame where they had been there for 4 or 5 years. Maybe they redshirted and there was a consistent program and you felt comfortable adding that player. Now, it's like hard to keep track of where they went to school. And so that's not easy. But we're willing to help those players that need to have some of those things changed and the commitment to the team. Like, we're willing to do that.
That was Mike Vrabel yesterday.
It's a very sad reality, man.
Yeah.
That's a sad reality that I don't even know where the kid went to school. Super sad, man. And that's going to be a daunting challenge. That's not like he's stating it a little understated. That's going to be a daunting challenge dealing with the behavioral patterns of guys that transfer from school to school and what comes along with it, the baggage that comes along with it, whether it be parents, agents, family, friends. It's going to be a lot of baggage that comes along with it.
I guess I try to look at the positive of it. And I would think that, yes, you're getting a different player, but you're also getting a different player who's introduced to a professional sport, I guess, sooner. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. College football is becoming professional. So there is an element of like these young men understand even at a younger age that they've got to act as pros. That helps prepare them more for the NFL. Yeah. Well, good luck.
That's the positive. That's a positive angle.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox, and Rapid Radio's the official communication device of Fox Sports Radio. Will keep you connected for big games this season with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk devices with nationwide coverage. They are 100% private and a great communication device for everyone. There are no subscriptions ever. Just visit rapidradios.com, and for a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and get up to 60% off free UPS shipping from Michigan and a free protection bag. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off.
Build your business with a partner you can trust. The Home Depot. When you join Pro Extra, you get lower than shelf pricing and dedicated support to help you streamline your business and stay on budget. Get dedicated pro support for supply sourcing, custom orders, large equipment rentals, and more. At the Home Depot, we supply the support your job needs with the level of service your business deserves. The Home Depot. How pros get more done.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeartRadio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
We have an accident report at Decker Lane at Lindell Lane. Also another one at Slaughter Lane at Mopac. But hey, good news. That accident cleared out on 35 northbound at Breaker Lane. Only about a couple minute delay, stop and go traffic back to Runberg Lane. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Let Express Employment Professionals help you hire for contract or full-time jobs. Forget about recruiting, sifting through resumes, and interviews with unqualified applicants. Go to ExpressPros.com to find the location near you. That's ExpressPros.com.
Ready to roll into the new year with a brand new ride? Skip the hassle and hidden fees with the other guys. Get a real deal at Steele, Hyundai, and Kyle. Like $7,000 off MSRP on all 2024 Palisades, Sonata Limiteds, and Santa Cruz Limiteds. Steele's unparalleled lineup of vehicles are backed by America's best warranty with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and owner's assurance. SteeleHyundaiKyle.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-813-4011. That's 800-813-4011. 800-813-4011.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
There's no better place to buy your new Chevy than Henna Chevrolet. Right now, we have the biggest discounts in the last 5 years. Plus, 0 for 60 months is available on a large selection of vehicles. As an Austin original since 1936, Henna Chevrolet has been treating customers right and saving them some serious money. For straightforward, all-inclusive pricing, together let's drive at Henna Chevrolet or Henna.com.
Henna Chevrolet, we'll always stand by you.
88 unread emails? Okay. New credit card? Delete. Congratulations, you've just won. Goodbye. COVID-19 news and delete. Wait, learn about treatment options for COVID-19. Know and go. Okay, kind of catchy. Know that oral prescription treatment options are available for COVID-19 if you're at high risk. And go see your doctor if you experience symptoms or test positive. And forwarding that to mom.
Talk to your pharmacist or doctor if you or a loved one gets COVID-19. Know and go. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
What's up, y'all? I'm Cheryl Swoops, WNBA champ, 3-time Olympian, and Basketball Hall of Famer.
And I am Tarika Foster Brasby, journalist, sports reporter, basketball analyst.
And we are here to talk about the obstacles that women face day to day.
Athlete or not, we know it takes a lot as women to be at the top of our game.
We want to share those stories.
So listen, we'll talk to athletes, coaches, media personalities, entertainers, working moms.
Because no matter who you are, there are levels to what we experience as women. And T and I have no problem going there.
So if you want to hear real women having real conversations, then tune into our new podcast, Levels to This, with Cheryl Swoops and Tarika Foster Brasby, an iHeart Women's Sports production in partnership with Deep Blue Sports and Entertainment.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studio, this is KDET AM Austin, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, an iHeart radio station and your home for the horns.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Harge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland,
Leander, and Silsbee, Texas.
Or wherever you may be listening. This is the morning kickoff on a Texan Tuesday edition of the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300. The Zone. The 40 Acres has NFL news coming out of it. Dallas isn't retaining Big Mac. So what's next? Joe Cook of Inside Texas joins us at 7:32 to talk all things Longhorns. Man, the Texans have a huge challenge ahead of them. Texas's basketball coach Rodney Terry met with the media in L.A. looks ram tough. And of course, we've got the world's strongest man bringing you the world's strongest take. I am your host, Mike Harbaugh Harge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
My guy Khalil is behind the board as always. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, if you want to leave a voice message, all you got to do is leave a message by using the talkback feature on the new and improved iHeartRadio app. We'll receive your message, and if it's good enough, you might even hear it on air. Good morning, Mr. Mark Henry.
Good morning, man. How's life?
Life is good. How are you doing, my man?
Hey man, I'm probably about 75%, but hey, I woke up this morning. Let's go.
There it is. There it is. He's back in the saddle, folks. He's dealing with a little sickness, but you know what? That's not going to stop the man from showing up. He's going to deliver the mail. He's going to deliver the mail, just like the post office. Let's get into this conversation, man, because there's a lot going on the 40 acres. Texas football has had a discussion about more departures, and what I mean by that is, obviously, a lot of guys are making NFL decisions at this particular moment. After the game, you knew that was going to happen. If it would have been on the other side, if Ohio State would have lost, we'd be hearing a lot of news about other guys getting ready to go into the league. But one of the things that has been happening is we didn't get a chance for you to talk about it yesterday, Mark, but Jaden Blue, Kelvin Banks, Matthew Golden announced yesterday that he was going to be entering the draft. Vernon, it has already been Broughton mentioned that he will be entering the draft. Jake Majors, Gavin Holmes. There's still a lot of other guys. You still haven't heard from Quinn Ewers, Isaiah Bond, Cam Williams, Michael Taft, DJ Campbell, and Trey Moore. Hayden Connor and Andrew Makuba all mentioned that they were going into the draft. Those other guys that I mentioned before haven't said anything. The Trey Moores, DJ Campbell, Michael Taft, Cam Williams, Isaiah Bond, and Quinn Ewers. They haven't mentioned yet, but those other guys have mentioned that they are entering the draft.
You know, Hart, that's a cycle of life in sports. Like you go to high school, you become an all-star, 5-star, you go to college, you spend 2 or 3 years cutting your teeth, and some guys, it takes them longer. They may get 4 years. But then once it's time for you to go to the pros, you got to separate yourself again from college to pro. And even though we have kind of a pro system in college now, it's expected. I didn't. There was nothing. None of the guys that came out that surprised me. I felt like, you know what, it's time, and you have people behind you that they trust to do the job. And I think that next year they got the guys that's behind them will step up.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those situations too, because some of those guys that I did mention, they do still have some eligibility left. That if they decided that they wanted to stay on the 40 acres, they could. Isaiah Bond obviously is an option. Cam Williams definitely is. Michael Taft and DJ Campbell are names that to pay attention to as possibly staying at the University of Texas. Trey Moore is another one. Vernon Broughton had an extra season because of the eligibility waiver for last year. Jake Major posted that he was going. Gavin Holmes is someone that's interesting to me because he could stay. He could stay at the University of Texas because he had that COVID year. So
Right.
there's still some possibilities. And I saw this report yesterday that Michael Taft has an opportunity to stay here at the University of Texas. Now, I was talking to Khalil a little while ago, and he was like, he needs to go to the league because it probably won't get any better than this past season as far as his growth and becoming an All-American. And he's on a lot of teams' radar.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with him taking a shot at going to the league, but if he has to take a pay cut to go to the league, then stay in Austin.
Right.
Because there's guys like him their money is going to go up. They prove who they are, and he's one of those guys that proved it. If somebody else is sad, then oh well, portal's right there. I'm paying him.
No doubt. He is definitely one of those guys that has made himself some money. Somebody else that has made some money is Coach Steve Sarkisian, and his name has been brought up in a lot of conversations for possibly going to the league. As a matter of fact, they were talking about him the other day on the TV.
Steve Sarkisian is a name that has swirled around out there in NFL circles for weeks now. his season's over. If there were a team that wanted to talk to him, they obviously could go do that. And we'll see whether or not he has interest in going back to the NFL. But that's a name that's been out there for a little while, that there would be NFL teams that would have some interest. So we'll see if that actually now happens.
Mark?
Well, I look at it like this. If he's going to go and be a offense coordinator, stay in Austin. If you can get a head coaching job in the league, and you feel like that's going to be the next progression for you, then go do it. Look at all the people that went to college and then, you know what, this ain't for me. I mean, went to the pros and then they came back.
But if he leaves the University of Texas, he ain't coming back.
No,
that's what I'm saying. If he leaves the University,
football.
Yeah, I got you. But do you think that is something that he would definitely want to mull over, or is it more?
I wouldn't. I think he wants a national championship, and I feel like with what he has in the cupboard and what he has coming in the future, they're going to be able to get that done in the next 2 years.
Yeah, it's a little interesting to me that this is one of those times where all the names are being thrown around, and a lot of people at this particular moment are going to be getting pay raises, but we'll talk about that in the next segment. But back to these kids at the University of Texas, all of the other students, Texas has on campus now. Majority of the early enrollees are here. A lot of them were practicing with the football team. So everybody that's an early enrollee is now on campus. So now what's next for the future of this Texas Longhorn football team? Quinn Ewers will still have to make his announcement on what he wants to do. There's rumors out there that he may be trying to go to a different school. There was some tampering that was going on as far as Quinn is involved. We'll talk to Joe Cook of Inside Texas coming up at 7:32 to kind of find out what's going on with what he's hearing from the Quinn Ewers camp or people around Quinn Ewers, just the important part of it all. And I can't wait, man, because this is where Texas is now. We had talked about this before, Mark, you and I. Texas is in one of those spots now where every year it seems like they're going to get better. People are going to try to come and get their players, and they're going to find a way to move to that next level. And I think we're removed from the doldrums of those bad days at the University of Texas.
Yeah, the days of the 2 and 3 star guys coming is pretty much over. You know, Texas is a glowing program, one of the top 5 programs in the country every year now. And that's, top 3 in the last 2 years. So, now it's time to continue the growth. Where you have your weakest point, you may want to bring somebody in the portal. But for the most part, I think they went through the recruiting phase of high school and got pieces that will fit, and they're just going to keep on rolling.
That's what we're hoping for, and we'll continue those conversations. We'll hear from Joe Cook of Inside Texas. But coming up next, the Dallas Cowboys.
What?
Yeah, them. They continue to make headlines, and it's never for anything good. We'll talk about it when we come back right here on a Texas Tuesday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The voice of the Horns, Greg Way on 1300 The Zone, weekdays at 2.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeart Radio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
We have an accident report at Decker Lane at Lindell Lane. Also another one at Slaughter Lane at Mopac. But hey, good news. That accident cleared out on 35 northbound at Breaker Lane. Only about a couple of minute delay, stop and go traffic back to Runberg Lane. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round, Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
Harbaugh here, and you've heard me talk about DraftKings Pick 6, and now that the football playoffs are here, you're going to hear me a lot more. But tune in each Friday to see which Pick 6 players I chose, and I'll go over the things that you need to know. But then tune in on Monday to find out how my Pick 6 performers did. DraftKings Pick 6 is available in Texas, and if you haven't checked it out, check this out. New Pick 6 customers, you can play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits, but you got to use that promo code SPOTLIGHT. Win more cash on Pick 6. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app. Use the promo code SPOTLIGHT. That's promo code SPOTLIGHT for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus award with non-withdrawable Pick 6 credit that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
The Home Depot's new supply house is built for one job, to deliver yours. No cart, all flatbed. And more than a store, our supply house comes to you. Get the whole job delivered as soon as next day from the Home Depot. How pros get more done.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with auto pay and any voice line. Plus, Price Lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without auto pay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
During these cold weather months, one of the great climate-controlled entertainment options is to head over to Inner Space Caverns in Georgetown for a truly unique experience. Inner Space Caverns is a great place to take the family. You'd be amazed at all of the beautiful formations, large rooms, prehistoric animal bones, and all kinds of creations with a truly unique discovery story right here in the Austin area in the year-round temperature of a very comfortable 72 degrees. You can check out the super exciting saber-tooth zip ride or pan for gemstones. Take the wild cave tour or the hidden passages tour. And there's a great souvenir gift shop and newly remodeled restrooms. So don't worry about the weather. Stay warm and dry indoors with a trip to Inner Space Caverns. Inner Space Caverns, right off I-35 at exit 259 in Georgetown. That's Inner Space Caverns. For more details, check them out on the web at innerspacecaverns.com. Inner Space Caverns. Check it out. Your adventure awaits.
I love it.
Join the millions already on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
It's so easy to use.
The live radio dial, presets, scan, plus lyrics, podcasts, and your favorite artists' radio.
Just type it in, and there it is.
Now it's even easier to discover what you love.
I love my presets. Adding presets is so much fun.
This looks really nice.
Just in time for the new year, the new and improved iHeartRadio app. It's everything you love about your car radio in the palm of your hand.
Very cool update. 5 stars, guys.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like 70s Rock Ride, Pink Floyd, Eagles, Van Halen, Tom Petty, Zeppelin, and more.
Hey, mama said the way you move gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove. Sweet home Alabama.
Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search 70s Rock Ride, and listen now. Free never sounded so good.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300. Mike Harbaugh Hard, the world's strongest man in WWE Hall of Famer, the Mark Henry. And of course, we've got our guy Khalil holding it down. I want to get into this, Mark, because you and I, we talk about the Cowboys a lot. We're Cowboy fans. We've dealt with a lot of the issues, such as the Dallas Cowboys and the the way that they treat us every single week, because we just can't get right when it comes to the Cowboys. Well,
no, not at all, man. Especially with the coaching situation that could have been fixed a month ago. But Dallas, they just tend to just want to do things the hard way, Harge.
that is exactly my point in this particular instance. A couple of weeks ago, there was a conversation about Mike McCarthy getting a chance, soon as the season ended, to have an opportunity to talk to the Chicago Bears. The Dallas Cowboys decided that they were going to block him from being able to interview with the Chicago Bears. And all signs look to believe that Mike McCarthy was going to return as the Dallas Cowboy head coach. Not so fast, my friend, in the words of the great Lee Corso. Last night or yesterday, the news comes out that he has been relieved of his duties as the Dallas Cowboys coach. And in true Cowboy fashion, Mark Henry, they do things at the very last minute to the point that they are going to cost themselves. And what do you mean cost themselves? Because during the bye week, they could have interviewed Aaron Glenn. They could have interviewed Ben Johnson, both of the Detroit Lions. Could have interviewed anybody on Andy Reid's staff.
Anybody.
Yet, they decide we're going to wait till the last second to get rid of Mike McCarthy. The Dallas Cowboys are driving me nuts, Mark.
Harge, the worst part of it is, to put it in layman's terms, we're not going to hire, but we don't want nobody else to hire either.
Which is the most ridiculous thing ever.
That's the second most ridiculous thing. The most ridiculous thing is they missed the window. They can't interview nobody until the season is over. So now you got to sit and wait until the Super Bowl is over with.
Basically.
It's ridiculous, man. We're just that dysfunctional family that fights at the family reunion.
I don't even think we fight anymore. I think we just look at each other and know, man, here we go again. We're going to do things backwards as always. We're putting ourselves in a position of failure. And so we posed this question on AM 1300 The Zone on X. Who will be the next Dallas Cowboy head coach? Is it going to be Pete Carroll? Is it going to be Deion Sanders? And I'll get into that conversation in just a moment. Is it going to be Aaron Glenn? Or is it going to be other? I put other on there because the way that the Dallas Cowboys go about their business, it's going to be somebody from left field. It's going to be somebody we're not even thinking about because I know what it looks like to have a great coach. I know what it's all about. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because you've already shown that you have failed us miserably over the years.
Let me hit you with this. If you're an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator at one of these elite teams, and you see the dysfunction that's going on right now and how they handled all of this, what would make you think, damn, I could go there and change everything?
Exactly.
So they're going to have to go other to left field, because I'm going to tell you right now, those elite coaches, they're not going there regardless of how much money they pay.
Well, see, and that's the point. That's the point that is being made. So everybody's always talking about Deion, the brash and the bravado that Deion brings to the table. But this is what Deion said, according to Adam Schefter. To hear from Jerry Jones is truly delightful. It's an intriguing story as well. Deion told ESPN on Monday, I love Jerry and I believe in Jerry. After we hung up and process it and you think about it, it's very intriguing. But I love Boulder, and everything there is about our team, the coaches, and our student body and the community. So Deion, as of right now, is saying all the right things for Colorado.
Yeah.
Clarence Hill said that it has not been announced, but he believes that there was a deal in place for an extension for Deion Sanders. Remember, when Deion took the job, there was no money there. Now he's brought in all this money to the student body. He's brought in all this money to the revenue that Deion has brought to that community can never be matched. I don't care who you are. I don't care what coach you are. You will never be able to make the impact of one Deion Sanders has made.
Not at all.
In Boulder. But here's the question for me. If you're not going to get a Deion Sanders, if you're not going to get one of these high profile, because you let Vrabel leave too, by the way. Let's not forget about that, because Vrabel was a name that was being tossed around. You're not going to pay a buyout of $10 million for Bill Belichick to be your Dallas Cowboy coach. Like, it is crazy to me that this is where the Dallas Cowboys are at this particular time. Well, I guess it ain't crazy. It's pretty truthful. It's on par.
It's on par with the course, Harge. As far as them signing Deion's got some really good players coming to join him this year, and he wants to show the Big 12 that he's going to be a champion. And they have the potential to do that. They have some really good pieces, and now they've even upgraded even more. So I would think that Deion would not want to be a yes man, that he loves running his program the way that he sees fit. Deion doesn't have a boss. And I guarantee you that the president and the head of schools, they like, hey, man, we're going to stay out your way. Do your deal, because you raising so much money that we will never get this much money again.
Right.
So you do your thing, coach. And that's exactly what Deion is going to do. The only thing that I can see him, if he says, Jerry, the only way that I would come there is I get to hire and fire.
That would be the only way.
And Jerry's not going to do it. He's not going to make Deion the general manager.
One of the biggest things that was a sticking point that a lot of people believe why McCarthy was not retained was the length of the contract. Jerry thought he could go in there at the magic hour and be able to, hey, we got you. But a lot of it had to do with the contract length. And here's some of that conversation.
This was Jerry telling Mike McCarthy that he was ready to move on, Tom. As you said, there was an issue with the contract lengths. As this information is coming in, I am talking to some of the staff that are now no longer going to be a part of the Cowboys. And it was Mike McCarthy who reached out to some of them this morning and said, essentially, not being able to agree on that contract length put everybody at a disadvantage. So he was looking out for some of his staffers. As you said, you used the word unique. We're used to it around here, Tom, but a lot of people that come to Dallas are not used to the ambiguity that Jerry Jones is so comfortable with. I think there were a lot of people, as I was getting messages throughout the week, they wanted to get some sense of their future. And while Jerry Jones might be comfortable with that, a lot of them weren't. And I think it started to create some bad feelings amongst some of the staffers and the coaches that they didn't at least have an idea and thought that Jerry, heading into this season, they were all going into a contract year, that when the season came to an end, Jerry should have had a better sense of what he wanted to do with that staff. Now, with that being said, I'm told there was some feeling in the building that Jerry was genuinely sort of at a crossroads. He didn't know if he wanted to bring Mike back. He didn't know if he wanted to move forward. But I think ultimately maybe Mike McCarthy himself got a little bit frustrated with the way that these if you want to call it negotiations, conversations started turning. And as you know, it starts to become musical chairs, Tom. If you're not careful, you'll find yourself without a job. And it's my understanding that Chicago Bears interest was very real. And of course, the Cowboys denied him that opportunity to talk to them next week. I anticipate that he will do that now as a result of today's decision.
And that's why this whole thing is crazy. It is wild. But we'll continue the conversation about the NFL coming up in hour number 2. But coming up next, we're going to talk to Joe Cook of Inside Texas, get his thoughts on the season. And, of course, we're going to ask him about some of these guys that are entering the NFL draft right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeart Radio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
Well, we have an accident at Texas 130 Toll Road, northbound at FM 969. We also have an accident at Slaughter Lane at Mopac and Palmer Lane at Samsung Boulevard. Good news that disabled vehicle did get cleared out on 35 southbound at Southeast Inner Loop, only a 6-minute delay. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The new $7 Lux Cravings Box from Taco Bell with 3 indulgent full-size classics, chips, nacho cheese sauce, and a drink for just $7. At participating stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks exclude freezes. Tax extra.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. How does it work? Orchard gives you cash so you can buy the home and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then Orchard's experts take it from there. They handle the repairs of your old home, make price-boosting upgrades with no upfront costs. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first, and you can sell it later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar with your new home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much it's worth? Visit orchard.com to get a free home valuation. That's orchard.com. And remember to tell them Hardball Hard sent you.
The cleats have hit the field. Kickoff is here. Game day's arrived and Specs brings the cheers. Ice-cold beers, team-lifting spirits, cocktails in a can. Score 'em all and hear your fellow football fans chant, "You the man." And with Specs' largest selection and lowest prices, you can make every game day feel just as nice. Before the players start running their routes and schemes, run a route to Specs for your game day needs. Specs. Cheers to savings.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone. And even better, HIMS can help. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/radio. It all starts with an online intake form. From there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Everybody likes great service, right? Well, when you're getting a car, you want extra great service, and that's what Apple Leasing provides. Not only can they get you any make or any model that you want, they give you the best service and the best experience you could imagine when getting in to a new car. They'll take your trade-in. Yeah, you can trade in the car that you're driving right now and get into something brand new that's under warranty. Then you don't have to worry about any surprise repair bills during the lease. Call them today at 346-9977. That's 346-9977, or you can go to their website and start your shopping there at appleleasing.com. I've leased cars from Apple Leasing for over 20 years. I highly recommend it. One of the best features about Apple Leasing, they'll get you any make or any model that you want with one phone call. It's that easy. Trust me on this. Trade in the car you're driving right now and get your next one from Apple Leasing. Call them at 346-9977.
The Bills beat up the Broncos in Bo Nix's playoff debut. Buffalo
has had questions on offense over the last couple of years, but they've finally gotten it right. Superstar quarterback now with a great run game, 2 great tight ends, nice wide receiver group. In an offensive league, the Bills are stacked. Buffalo has a Super Bowl roster and one that can take down Kansas City. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
The fully electric EQS sedan from Mercedes-Benz is innovation on a magnificent scale. Available with the epic 56-inch touch-sensitive hyperscreen. The vehicle is all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQS.
Wake up with Harge and Henry in the morning kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. It is a Tuesday, so you know what that means. We are now joined on the line by Joe Cook of Inside Texas. You can follow him at Joseph Cook 89. And Joe, let's get right into it. The University of Texas season came short, but in the eyes of Joe Cook and the folks at Inside Texas, the season was what?
I think it was what everybody wanted it to be. You wanted it to be, in the Final Four, contending for a national championship and letting the chips fall where they may. It's hard to get that far. It's hard to win 2 playoff games. And when you look around the sport and see, teams like Ohio State, Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas, and a handful of others, pushing their chips in the middle of the table to try to win it all this season, and being there basically for the final hand. It hurts, it stings. You wish there were some better play calls at the end, obviously. But it's one of those things where it's tough to win at that level. It's tough to get that far. It's quite an accomplishment. There are 132 teams now sitting at home. So I think, if Texas had bowed out in the first round, would have been a little bit disappointing considering the talent on the roster and the expectations. If they had even bowed out after the Peach Bowl, probably would have been a little bit disappointing. But to get back to the same spot, maybe people wanted more. Obviously, people wanted more, and I get that. But I also think that you can look back on this year, recognize it as being a really great year. But you want to come back, and maybe get a little bit further in the next few years.
Joe, what do you think about all of the Texas fans that now they get what they want? Quinn Ewers will be gone, and we got to figure out the backup situation. But now they get what they want. So you think that the fan base will be satisfied?
They will until he throws that first pick, right? And then people will be wondering what happened to this quarterback. But no, I think Steve Sarkisian did this about as well as anybody possibly could have expected. More people probably expected one of those 2 guys to leave and not play meaningful football for Texas either anymore or ever. And so, all the expectation we have is that Quinn's going to head to the NFL, not play college football. I think he didn't outright declare to Pete Thamel, but he made it sound like he didn't have any more interest in playing school anymore. So, you look at this situation, and, a lot of other programs have had multiple highly touted quarterbacks, and they don't hang on to all of them. And of course, Malik Murphy ended up, transferring out. That's part of the process. He looked for more playing time and found it at Duke. But he held on to Quinn Ewers, held on to Arch Manning, and now we'll see what the program looks like. And it's not going to be perfect. I've kind of had this notion that so many fans are so infatuated with the idea of Arch that they can't really see past the fact that his best games were against a team that didn't win a game in the SEC. Louisiana Monroe, and then you throw him out there against Georgia, with him drop back passing, and he looked lost. So he's going to be really good. He's got one of the highest floors and an incredibly high ceiling. I think a lot of people were obsessed with the idea of Arch, especially after seeing the limitations of Quinn. But we'll most likely get to see the actuality Arch in the 2025 season.
And not only do you see it at the 25 season, you get to see it at the shoe in Ohio State to start it off. So, hey, folks, get ready to buckle up and let's see what happens. We're talking to
Well, they're
Joe
going to
Cook.
lose a lot.
Yeah, we're talking to Joe Cook of Inside Texas. You can follow him at Joseph Cook 89 for all of his work. Get over to Inside Texas. And Joe, a lot of conversation is going into what Texas is going to be losing, because as Texas, they're losing a lot as well. There's a lot of names that have thrown their name into the NFL draft, but some of those guys can come back. I think a lot of this is what happens when you want to see what your grade's going to be and how much longer do they have before they have to declare that they can come back.
Yeah, I think the 15th is the deadline. So that's when you'll see. I think the NFL actually ends up publishing a list of guys who have declared their intentions to be in the draft. And I think most everybody knows, but it's not like the MLB, it's not like the NBA where you can declare and maybe come back at a certain point. If you declare for the NFL draft, your college career is over. So guys have some decisions to make. We're kind of running through the very last vestiges of guys who have that extra season because they were on a roster in 2020. Most of those guys like Alfred Collins and Jahdae Barron, use that year this year. So we're running short on those types of guys. But I think the 15th is the day they have to have that down by. So I think that's by like the end of Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, that was good to know, because I was wondering about that, because there's so much work that needs to be done and so much time and trying to put everything together with all these bowl games and being able to go out and play in like the Senior Bowl and all the invitations that are going to be given out. So let me ask you this. Coach Sark is being, coveted to possibly going to the NFL. What are your thoughts on the chances of that happening?
Not every NFL team releases their head coaches' salaries, which I kind of find to be interesting. But I am kind of the opinion that whatever job Sark may be interested in, if he has any interest at all, he'd be taking a pay cut. Like, I don't think there's an NFL franchise right now that would pay him $10 million unless they really, really wanted to lure him away and there was a number one spot. Like, I don't even think Mike McCarthy was making more than $6 million. So is it worth it,
right,
to your pocketbook? I have also always held that, the NFL is obviously the pinnacle of the sport. If that's why Jim Harbaugh left his alma mater to go coach the Los Angeles Chargers. That's why he left Stanford to go coach the 49ers. Like, guys in football understand that there is no achievement higher than winning in the NFL and trying to pursue a Super Bowl. But Steve Sarkisian, he's got 10 million-ish reasons to stick around at Texas. He's also got someone like Arch Manning to mold. And so if he can go on a quarterback run, maybe if he wants to leave, it looks better down the line after putting someone like Quinn in the draft, someone like Arch Manning in the draft, and things like, and maybe winning a championship or two on the way. I think that would increase his allure more than any. But I just feel like there are obviously financial reasons for him to stick around, but he's also got a pretty good thing going at Texas. It requires a lot of work, but he seems to be cut out for it, and despite some of the difficulties, kind of enjoys it.
Well, Joe, since we're doing a hypothetical game about Sark possibly leaving, who would be the person that would come to Austin and take over that hypothetically Texas coaching job?
I mean, if you got some guarantees somehow, some way that Arch Manning was sticking around, you'd have a line out the door. But I think it's really tough. I was kind of thinking about the other day what that would look like, because it's a fun thought experiment. You would think maybe offense is the way to go, but then you also look around and see Marcus Freeman's done great things in 3 years at Notre Dame. But still, that's kind of the only name that you can think comes to mind right away, unless, okay, Kyle Shanahan, you tired of getting to maybe the second round and bowing out, but who knows if he's up for the recruiting world. It doesn't seem like he is. So it's a really tough question, and kind of gives Texas a lot of good reason to. I don't think they have to up their pay since he's getting paid $10 million, but to make sure that they keep their guy around, and a head coach that looks like he's going to lead the Longhorns to great things.
There he is, Joe Cook of Inside Texas. You can hear him every Tuesday right here on the Morning Kickoff, but you can also follow him at Joseph Cook 89 and also check out his work at Inside Texas. Joe, have a good one, buddy. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, guys.
All right. When we come back, we're going to continue the conversation about basketball. Rodney Terry met with the media, and we asked a couple questions that might intrigue you right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300. The Zone.
The Craig Way Show with Craig Way.
Tex Schramm, you'd hear him on with Brad Sham when we had the show and I was the producer for it, called Ask Tex Schramm. This was like 1987. The football Cardinals were moving to Arizona. Brad Sham is doing the show. And so he asked him, he said, well, does that mean also now there'll be a change that the Atlanta Falcons would move from the NFC West to the NFC East? The Texas response was, well, once you're on an airplane, what difference does it make?
Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on AM 1300 The Zone.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeart Radio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
Well, we have an accident at Texas 130 Toll Road, northbound at FM 969. We also have an accident at Slaughter Lane at Mopac and Palmer Lane at Samsung Boulevard. Good news that disabled vehicle did get cleared out on 35 southbound at Southeast Inner Loop, only a 6-minute delay. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Randall's.
Flu season is here, and Randall's has got you covered. The Randall's in-store pharmacy is offering free flu vaccines with most insurance plans. Plus, get 10% off your groceries when you get an immunization at Randall's. Go to randalls.com or check out the app for more details.
Hey, Texas, I want to talk about the wonderful folks over at Covert Chevy and Hutto. At Covert Chevy and Hutto, they have the specials you are looking for. How about a 2024 Silverado 1500 for $15,000 off of MSRP, or a 2024 Chevy Tahoe for $8,000 off of MSRP with no payments for 120 days? See dealer for details. The Coverts have been doing business since 1909, and they love being a part of the communities that they serve. Head on over to CovertChevyHutto.com or swing by 1200 US 79 in Hutto, Texas. Covert Chevy and Hutto, where tradition meets the open road. Together, let's drive.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with auto pay and any voice line. Plus, Price Lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without auto pay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
Step your lunch game up with light yet hearty combos put together starting for you at $7.99, featuring savory soups, crisp salads, and a variety of sandwiches to satisfy your every craving. Enjoy your next lunch break with Twin Peaks.
Hardball here, and you've heard me talk about DraftKings Pick 6, and now that the football playoffs are here, you're going to hear me a lot more. But tune in each Friday to see which Pick 6 players I chose, and I'll go over the things that you need to know. But then tune in on Monday to find out how my Pick 6 performers did. DraftKings Pick 6 is available in Texas, and if you haven't checked it out, check this out. New Pick 6 customers, you can play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits, but you got to use that promo code SPOTLIGHT. Win more cash on Pick 6. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app. Use the promo code SPOTLIGHT. That's promo code SPOTLIGHT for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus award with non-withdrawable Pick 6 credit that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
I love my presets.
This is the best app for radio. Look at how cool this looks.
It's everything you love about your car radio in the palm of your hand.
Wow, it's got my favorite thing.
Lyrics.
Find out what everyone is talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life,
industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
88 unread emails? Okay. New credit card? Delete. Congratulations, you've just won. Goodbye. COVID-19 news and delete. Wait, learn about treatment options for COVID-19. No and go. Okay, kind of catchy. Know that oral prescription treatment options are available for COVID-19 if you're at high risk. And go see your doctor if you experience symptoms or test positive. And forwarding that to mom.
Talk to your pharmacist or doctor if you or a loved one gets COVID-19. Know and go. Sponsored by Pfizer.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studio, this is KDET AM Austin. Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. An iHeart radio station and your home for the Horns. Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Your home for the Texas Longhorns.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff. Good stuff by Joe Cook of Inside Texas. Make sure you go and follow that Joseph Cook 89. Yesterday, the Texas Longhorn head coach, men's basketball coach, Rodney Terry, met with the media as they have come on this streak of tough ball games because of the fact that they're in the SEC every week. Every game is tough. They went from Auburn, they played Tennessee, and now they get ready to play a rival. So the question that I asked to Rodney Terry yesterday was, what was your biggest takeaway from what you've seen from your games thus far?
Well, I think the thing that we talked about over the last two games, one, if you go back to the Tennessee game, we really valued taking care of the basketball really well. I mean, we had 5 turnovers in that game against the number 1 defensive team in the country. And when you're going into that game, they would do a great job making it kind of a grind out game where you had to value taking care of the basketball and you had to have a physical mindset. Rick Barnes' teams have always been good rebounding teams. When you're going into that game, that we were going to have to try to limit their second chance opportunities. And in this league, for that matter, over the course of the 3 games, we've had to really try to work hard at trying to limit other teams' second chance opportunities. Just the physicality when that ball goes up on the glass, that's when the game is on. It's the game within the game. And I think that's where we've kind of had our shortcomings a little bit in giving teams opportunities for second chance. But our guys have, been excited about trying to get better with it. I mean, we work almost every day that we have an opportunity to have a physical practice. We work really hard at trying to get better with our blockouts and finishing possessions with physical blockouts. But that's been the toughest part there. I thought we won the 50-50 game against Tennessee. We were first to the floor. We played, Texas competitive basketball in terms of trying to win that part of the game. And I think we've improved in that area from the first game of conference play. I thought Texas A&M got every 50-50 ball at their place. And again, it's the game within the game. It's the battles within the battle of the game that really in games like this have really been the deciding factor in the games.
It's interesting too, Mark, because the injury update is Kendall Weaver is still going to be out. He is somebody that has led this team with toughness and the physical ability to go out there and play. Trayvon Mark, who rolled his ankle the other day, but he got back into the game, played the game. He practiced, so he'll be good to go. But the biggest question that was asked, and I thought this was a great question, and I think it was my guy Corey Mose, our guy Corey Mose, asking the question about a rivalry mindset, especially when you have so many transfers. How does that flip? And here's what Coach Terry had to say.
Yeah, Corey, usually we've gone down every year and taken our guys down to the Red River shootout. We weren't able to do that this year. to get them down there. So they got a chance to experience that and what that's all about, walking through the fairground and, getting a little taste of what that's like when you run into some Sooner fans and they see you in burnt orange. They weren't able to get a little taste of that and get a feel of that, this season in person. And then we actually took them to the game to where they felt it in the game. One side over here is a certain color, and then you got the burnt orange over here on this side. So they actually saw it, felt it, and got a good feel for it. Not having had a chance to do that this year, I mean, when you talk about a rival game for us, we've had a chance to go already into a rival, game situation on the road. So they got a chance to experience that over in College Station, what that's about. It's going to be no different when we go up to Oklahoma again against a team we have a lot of respect for. And it is a big rival. We don't shy away from that in terms of, their fan base is going to want to beat us. And obviously our fan base and our team's going to want to beat them. So it should be a really good game. Should be a really good competitive game up there. And we're excited about the opportunity.
Mark?
Man, I seen Oklahoma play this year already. They play bully ball. They play bully ball the same way that A&M does. Guys in the post are going to have to step up and punch somebody in the face if they have to. You cannot allow them to move you and get position, elbows in the back, whatever it takes. If you foul out, you foul out, but don't leave your team at a weakness standpoint. Like my wife and I were watching a game, and one of the players for A&M stood over Pope. Like, what you doing, little man? That type. I'm not saying come off the bench, Harge, but if you on the floor, it's about toughness, is what I'm saying.
Yep.
Basketball is not a contact sport, but it's
until it is.
Sport.
Until it is, right?
Until it is. And you can be precise and run a lot of really cool and explicit, unbelievable plays. But at the end of the day, who wants the ball more? If I see one more ball go out of bounds and nobody dive on it, I may have to go over there and play.
Uh-oh.
I don't have no eligibility left, though, aren't you?
And you're moving a little slow, big fella. You're moving a little slow.
Yeah, I'm just talking.
Yeah, just go over there and just have a meeting with them. Don't go over there and try to play. Hey, I wanted to break this news because it just came out. We just had the conversation. Pete Thamel of ESPN reports that Isaiah Bond is leaving school early to enter the NFL draft. The list of Texas Longhorns getting into the draft is getting longer and longer, and they're going to have to regroup and try to load back up and see what happens. I know that Sark has been busy. For those that are wondering, Isaiah Bond announces that he will be leaving and entering the NFL draft. Hour number 1 is in the books. Hour number 2 is just around the corner. We go into the NFL. The Rams are letting folks know it's time to go. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by for a few weeks.
We should do what my brother did. He went to billshappen.com and got $3,000 the next day.
With our bad credit, I don't think so.
Billshappen.com is different. They are one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help you with all credit types and up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope, my brother said it was easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. Billshappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Great news! I went to billshappen.com, and we will have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
Hi, this is Tom McKay, owner of Audiovisual Consultations. We've been providing custom electronic systems for Central Texas for more than 36 years. And
Old man, I think they all know who you are and what your company does. This is Camilla McKay. The old man believes in big fun and big ideas. He can make dreams come true, so why not dream big? I've been up in Boston, but I know the old man and all his friends and fellow radio heads have been spreading the holiday spirit here in Texas. Why should we stop there? Keep spreading the good feelings all over. Audiovisual Consultations carries all major brands of televisions and stereo equipment at prices you can't find in stores. And you don't have to leave your house. Just like Santa, they deliver the gifts to you.
yeah, I like that, kid. Throw a party, hang out with your friends, catch a concert.
That's all fun and good, but can we get back to the business? You can give us a call at 512-255-8678 or visit our website at avconsultations.com for some cool electronics.
Oh, now you're forgetting something.
And as always, hug your kids. We only pretend to be annoyed. Watch some games with your friends and make love to whoever the hell you want.
What if you could unlock over $1 million in personal and business credit? That's exactly what Ray Reynolds can do for you. I'm talking about protecting your family and building your business with $100,000 in personal or business cash credit. And Ray can help you rebuild your credit score to 750. Ray Reynolds isn't just any expert. He helped the security chief of TRW that became Experian, one of the most trusted credit bureaus. If you're looking to get your finances on track, Ray is the man you should call for a 750 credit score. Call Ray at 800-427-5991. 800-427-5991. Join his live webinars and attend his weekly workshops to learn the insider strategies for hitting your personal and business goals. Ready for a 750 credit score and your first $100,000 in credit? Call Ray Reynolds now at 800-427-5991. That's 800-427-5991.
Insurance sold by Smart Buddy Insurance Services, Inc., underwritten by various insurers. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Hello?
Hey, John, Mom told me you had a flood in your apartment.
Yeah, the pipes above me burst. Tons of my stuff is ruined.
You had renter's insurance, right?
No, never got around to it. Now I'm going to be out the cash to replace everything.
John, just get the Smart Bunny app and get renter's insurance in 60 seconds or less.
Wait, I could have gotten renter's insurance that covered all my stuff in less than a minute?
Yes, you can get up to $40,000 of personal property coverage with policies starting at just $15 a month. Plus, it comes with $100,000 of liability coverage.
$15? Oh man, I could have saved so much money if I'd had coverage from Smart Bunny Insurance. I'm downloading the app now.
Download the free Smart Bunny Insurance app and get your renter's coverage in less than a minute. Don't wait. Protect the stuff you love. Fast and easy.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny. From the Audiovisual Consultation Studio, this is KDET AM Austin, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, an iHeart radio station and your home for the Horns.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Harge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. And hour number 1, we talked about all the Texas football players that are planning on entering the NFL draft. Also wanted to mention that Justice Finkley, former outside linebacker, defensive end, has transferred from the University of Texas, and he's found a home at the University of Kansas. He's at Kansas. He will be playing football there. Mike McCarthy, Dallas Cowboys, broke up, and the Cowboys are still in peril trying to figure out who they are going to get. We also talked to Joe Cook of Inside Texas, and we heard from Coach Rodney Terry. But right now, I want to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see the Deftones March the 12th at the Moody Center. All you got to do is get over to your iHeartRadio app, tap the red microphone, and leave a message with the keyword of the day. And the keyword of today is cherry. Cherry is the keyword for a chance to win a pair of tickets to see the Deftones on March the 12th at the Moody Center. Also,
I like that.
I like that too. Make sure you tune in this afternoon to listen to the Craig Way Show. They're going to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Brooks and Dunn. So make sure you are tuned in as well. Mark, let's talk about it, man. The LA Rams are a team that look like they are primed and ready to make another run towards a Super Bowl. We talked about it going into the weekend. Coming into this game, we were like, this is a make or break game for Sam Darnold. This is a huge matchup, and I thought it was a terrible matchup for the Minnesota Vikings to play the Rams. The Rams are an effective football team. Matthew Stafford is a very, very good quarterback, and Sean McVay knows exactly what he tries to get out of everybody every single play. But when you look at the Minnesota Vikings and you looked at what Sam Darnold was not able to do yesterday, he cost himself some money yesterday, didn't he?
He cost himself a lot of money, Harge. A lot. I mean, he was at that $50 million plateau, and he has dropped significantly. I still feel like Sam can catch on somewhere. Everybody was saying, well, he should just, take the kinfolk discount and just stay there and be the backup. I don't believe that. I think there's enough teams that need quarterbacks that he could go and be a slot holder until their rookie quarterback develops, and he would be a good teacher. But the biggest thing is the Rams. Don't think that it was just the ineptitude of Minnesota. The Rams, we talked about this, you and I, just 2 weeks ago. The Rams are starting to get healthy. They have been beat up all year. Quarterback hurt. Cooper Kupp hurt. Cooper Kupp missed like 9 games.
Puka Nacua hurt.
Puka Nacua was out for a while. And now you have everybody back. That offense looked every bit as explosive last night as it did when they won the Super Bowl. So it's about momentum. We'll talk more about it when we get to the world's strongest state.
And the thing to me, when you look at how this team is devised, you have an experienced quarterback in Matthew Stafford, one who won a Super Bowl with the same head coach. You got a defense that is now playing at an elite level. This was one of the most high-powered offenses in football in the Minnesota Vikings. You look at Justin Jefferson and what he was capable of doing. You look at an Aaron Jones coming out of the backfield. TJ Hawkinson. I mean, Jordan Addison was their go-to guy. But now you start to look at these teams and you strongly believe that if you had to match up in this game, you would look at this team and be like, wow, look at how they got handled. And the reason why they got handled is because of that that LA Rams defense that was flying all over. They made Sam Darnold look like he wanted to go to the sideline and say, I'm having a flashback. I'm seeing ghosts again. I'm seeing ghosts again. But I want you to hear from Sean McVay and what he talked about, because he too believed that it was all about that defense.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this. How about the defense end up tying a playoff record with 9 sacks? Also, right, how about a verse on the touchdown? Hey, I'll tell you what, there's so many guys that we could recognize, but I think this truly epitomizes a team win. Yep. You talk about a connected group. You talk about a team that said all week, we're built for this. Oh, yeah. That's exactly what you guys came out and did, man. Unbelievable. And all you guys did, you represented exactly what we wanted to be about, man. A city that's going through a lot of different stuff that can look to you guys and say, I'm proud of that group. City on our back. Just being your guys' self right there, man. Give it up for yourselves right there.
He said they put the city on the back, baby. The city of Los Angeles, which is going through all the brush fires. They had to move the game to State Farm Stadium. How ironic that they moved it to a State Farm Stadium with all the insurance information that's out there. But now they have done everything they possibly can And the main thing was that defense showed up.
Harge, I think that this is a dangerous Rams team.
Yes.
Not just for the fact that they got healthy, not just on the fact that their defense has stepped up, but the fact that the city that they represent is in peril. And they want to give somebody some small glimpse of happiness. When you have the motivation, I can't say, Harge, that I would have won the World's Strongest Man in 2002 had not my mother passed away that year. And when I was training, like I had tape on my wrist with my mother's name on it. When I got tired, I just did more. My coaches were like, "Hey man, you do need to rest a little bit," but I couldn't hear it. And that's kind of what I saw last night. They play with a different energy.
Yeah.
So everybody running into the Rams, if you're not on a 5 or 6 game winning streak and healthy, you're going to have a problem. Big problems.
Yeah, it's going to be tough moving forward for all of these teams. Now, my thing is you got to regroup. Yes, you're playing with a lot of emotion. You're playing through a lot of adversity for the city, but you're also looking at it in a way that you have to understand that you got to get back and you got to be refocused. And the conversations are going to be solely about how do they match up with the next team. And that next team just happens to be the Philadelphia Eagles. And we'll talk more about that in the next segment because we've got to break down all of these games. I got the lines for you. I've got the channels that the games are going to be on and the game time. But if I couldn't agree with you more about what you said about this team is a dangerous, dangerous football team. And it's one that I continue to look at. And it's all about getting hot at the right time. We always look back to that team from the New England Patriots. And they were the hottest team in football, going perfect until that game against the New York Giants, who were a wild card team. They met in the Super Bowl, and it was just the luck of the draw for them that they were making all those plays. And I just look at this Rams team. You talked about the motivational factor. We talked about the injuries and getting healthy. This is a team that is on a mission. And you're right. I would not want to play them right now.
No. That excuse me. That's playing with heart and soul, and you're standing on the backs of everybody in that city. Like you just have a battery in your back.
Yeah, they got that power, and it's that kind of time. And man, they look so good last night. And I'm going back to this Sam Darnold thing. They showed a picture of J.J. McCarthy, and one of the captions that I saw on social media was like, "What is he thinking?" You know what he was thinking last night? I'm glad I'm not Sam Darnold, not right now. I don't want to look. Remember in what was it called, Varsity Blues, where the dad was talking to, and he was trying to get him fired up, and he said, "I don't want your life." That is what J.J. McCarthy was thinking last night. I don't want your life, because he was getting smoked last night.
Pressure was
9 sacks
everywhere.
9 sacks. He was just like, what was that? God, what's the movie with Chris Rush Hour when he got kicked in the face and he's like, "Who kicked me?"
Which one of y'all?
Yeah, that's what he was getting. When we come back, we'll talk about these playoffs and how it's all setting up. We'll also give you an update on who the people think will be the new head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
It's the Craig Way Show.
If Jerry Jones does care as much about his fans as he says, try to make some moves that might at least appeal to them a little more than a lot of the moves you made. In other words, like a real personnel person, real general manager. Make Will McClay the real general manager.
Voice of the Texas Longhorns and Hall of Fame broadcaster. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on AM 1300 The Zone. AM 1300 The Zone.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeart Radio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
We do have an accident blocking 2 left lanes, 183 southbound at Anderson Mill Road, 20-minute delay. Stop and go traffic all the way back to Avery Ranch Road. Accident reported Parmer Lane at Samsung Boulevard, and another accident, 71 at Old Bee Cave Road. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
Not all products are available in all 50 states. Compounded products are not FDA approved nor verified for safety, efficacy, or quality. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded. Prescription required. Restrictions apply. See website for full details.
Why try Hims for weight loss? If you're interested in personalized prescription options, including Ozempic, Wegovy, oral medications, and compounded GLP-1 injections, and the support to see real results, you might like it. Why try Hims to regrow hair? If a range of treatment options made with clinically proven ingredients like minoxidil and finasteride for thicker, fuller hair in 3 to 6 months sound good, you might like it. Why try Hims for ED? If you've been looking for access to doctor-trusted treatments like Viagra, Cialis, and their more affordable generic counterparts, you and your partner might like it. The Hims process is simple, 100% online, and treatments are shipped free to your door in discreet packaging if prescribed. What's not to like? To save big on weight loss, hair loss, and ED solutions, get started today at Hims.com. That's Hims.com.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with auto pay and any voice line. Plus, Price Lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without auto pay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
Step your lunch game up with light yet hearty combos put together starting for you at $7.99. Featuring savory soups, crisp salads, and a variety of sandwiches to satisfy your every craving. Enjoy your next lunch break with Twin Peaks.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club, politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize, and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket, all while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
It's inevitable. Rain, snow, ice coming our way, making driving a challenge. Thankfully, the experts at Tire Rack know a thing or two about conquering winter's worst. New tires elevate traction and braking, and they will keep you safe. Tire Rack sells only the best, like the full lineup of General tires. Go to TireRack.com/Dan. Build a tire and wheel package for DIY installation. Ship fast and free and backed by 2 years of free road hazard protection. That's TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Build your business with a partner you can trust. The Home Depot. When you join Pro Extra, you get lower than shelf pricing and dedicated support to help you streamline your business and stay on budget. Get dedicated pro support for supply sourcing, custom orders, large equipment rentals, and more. At the Home Depot, we supply the support your job needs with the level of service your business deserves. The Home Depot, how pros get more done.
Harbaugh here, and you've heard me talk about DraftKings Pick 6, and now that the football playoffs are here, you're going to hear me a lot more. But tune in each Friday to see which Pick 6 players I chose, and I'll go over the things that you need to know. But then tune in on Monday to find out how my Pick 6 performers did. DraftKings Pick 6 is available in Texas. And if you haven't checked it out, check this out. New Pick 6 customers, you can play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits, but you got to use that promo code SPOTLIGHT. Win more cash on Pick 6. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app. Use the promo code SPOTLIGHT. That's promo code SPOTLIGHT for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus award with non-withdrawable Pick 6 credit that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
The NFL divisional round has been set after last night's game. And let me just tell you this, there's a lot of conversation about these games. The Washington Commanders will take on the Detroit Lions Saturday night, 7 p.m. on Fox. Detroit is a 9.5-point favorite. I talked to Khalil about this earlier, Mark, and I want to get your thoughts on this. Detroit is a very dangerous team. Both of their coordinators are hot commodities, and everybody wants those guys. But there's just something about the Washington Commanders. I didn't get a chance to ask you about your thoughts about the Commanders yesterday because you were out ill. But what was your takeaway from that game as the Commanders beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home and Jaden Daniels certified himself as him?
Jaden Daniels, you can mention him in the same breath as Josh Allen and Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. You can mention him because he's an X factor. There's a lot of guys that play the position. They're one thing or the other. Well, he's both. And for a rookie, a young guy, he steps up in big moments. Like, I was meant for this. His confidence is through the roof. It's like Stuart Scott used to say, he's cool as the other side of the pillow. I've never seen him rattle. And in the big moments, he steps up. It's no way that I still say Detroit wins the game, but this is not a 9-point win.
You don't believe that?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I don't think so either. The Rams and the Eagles, that will be at 2:00 on Sunday. The Rams travel to Philadelphia. Philadelphia is a 6-point favorite at home. That game will be on NBC. I'm looking at this right now, and as we speak, we still got some time to talk about it and regroup. I'm looking at this matchup, and I say this. Philadelphia had the extra day of rest. The Rams are coming off that. Not only are the Rams coming off of this big matchup last night, but they had to leave their homes. They had to leave their homes to go to Arizona, and now they're going to try to go back home, get some rest, and then head back over to the East Coast. 6 points, I do believe that is too much. We just talked about how good the Rams are. I just want to see if they're going to be healthy because Witherspoon got hurt. He was a big factor last night for them. Their offensive lineman, O'Neal, got hurt. We got to see where his status is. But I'm with you. I think the Rams are one of the most dangerous teams in this league.
The Rams, as we said earlier, they're gonna do big things. I think emotionally they're charged. They have more than just football on their mind. The Washington Commanders have an X factor guy. I think that he might be the best rookie quarterback that I've seen since Robert Griffin, rookie year. And he, as much as hard as he runs the ball, he don't get hit a lot. He runs out of bounds, he slides, he does all the things we talk about for a running quarterback to do. The dude is just exceptionally with it and smart and savvy. And, man, I can see him in the next 2 to 3 years being a candidate for the MVP.
Well, the Rams and the Eagles are the matchup that I look at Jalen Hurts because what's my guy? Shady McCoy was throwing dirt on Jalen Hurts yesterday.
He throws dirt on everybody.
For no reason yesterday, talking about he looked like he was unengaged in the game. Dude is coming off of a concussion. Like, what are you talking about, Shady McCoy? He's your starting quarterback. He doesn't need to be barreling into people. But the Rams are a 6-point dog in that matchup. And then the game that everybody's going to be talking about is the Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. Both quarterbacks are MVP candidates. The voting should be already done. It doesn't matter what happens in this game as far as the MVP is concerned. Josh Allen looked good last week. Wasn't running around near as much as I thought he should have been. Lamar Jackson played his behind off against the Steelers. Did some amazing things, but their running game is better than Buffalo, and I think that that's going to be the biggest difference because Derrick Henry is super motivated. What are your thoughts on what you saw from the Ravens and the Bills from their last matchups?
All I can say is this: the Bills are not going to be able to stop that attack. And you look at Lamar Jackson, 41 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. And everybody keeps talking about this debate on, there's a photo finish for the MVP. How?
Yep.
I mean, Josh Allen did great this year, but his passing percentage is lower. He's thrown more interceptions. And 41 touchdowns to 37 touchdowns, I think that's a plus for Lamar.
Yeah, there's a great opportunity for Lamar to I don't think it's going to change anything because, like I said, I think the voting's already done. But it's a great matchup, primetime matchup, CBS. That means we got to listen to Tony Romo talk it out. But the game that will kick everything off, believe it or not, you're surprised by this, but the Texans play the first game again this weekend as they travel to Kansas City, 3:30 to take on the Chiefs. And DeMeco Ryans was asked about this game, and here's some of the things that he had to say.
Different game. I don't take much from it. It was a game that was that week. It's different circumstances that happened in that particular week. Now it's a new game for me. Fresh start, new game, right? We'll attack it just like it's our first time playing these guys again. So we'll go in with a fresh set of eyes and see the things we need to do to be better, the things we need to do to close out the game. And that's how I always go into each game with a fresh set of eyes, not really harping on a lot of what happened in the previous game.
And here's what he had to say about Patrick Mahomes and how important he is.
Whenever you're tasked with playing, you call it 11-on-11 football with the quarterback who is able to run the ball, it just presents different challenges. Like you have to be sticky in coverage. You have to plaster. That's the thing. You think you cover guys once and the play is still going on, and you have to look to cover them twice. So guys have to be very disciplined when you're playing in coverage versus Mahomes because we know his escapability and not just him running the ball, but also the threat of the run and him still being able to keep his eyes downfield and make passes. Guys are wide open a lot on their film, right, because of the threat that he poses, and he just requires so much attention because he's such a elusive guy in the pocket. He's such a unique playmaker with the different angles and the way he can throw the football, the way he gets the ball out, whether it's underarm, sidearm, however he wants to get it out. He has the confidence to get the ball to his playmakers.
Man, he is a problem. He poses a problem. But that defense, I didn't get a chance to ask you either, but that defense that you saw from the Houston Texans last week was elite.
Yeah, they were swarming. And when you have a defense that can man-to-man lock-up coverage, and then you can get a pass rush with 3 or 4, then you're already ahead of the game. And
Right.
Houston can do that. But Harge, this is the Chiefs. And you heard how he had respect and reverence for Patrick Mahomes.
You got to.
You have to. But the number one thing is Patrick Mahomes scrambles and everybody goes to a spot. They know if he scrambles left, where to go. And sometimes you see Patrick throw the ball before they even get there. And he throws guys open. The NFL has way too many quarterbacks that have to try to wait for guys to be wide open, a la Dak Prescott. Throw the guys open.
I mean, hating on my boy, man. I mean, leave my boy Blue alone, dog. Leave my boy alone.
Your boy might be in Tennessee.
Yeah, that's funny that you say that because everybody was talking about possibly trading Dak Prescott to the Tennessee Titans and changing the picks. But none of that is happening. Nobody taking that contract. Nobody wants that contract. Dak gonna stay in Dallas. That's how it gets down. But coming up next, folks, you missed it yesterday. I tried to do my best impersonation. It did not work. But now he's back. The world's strongest man bringing you the world's strongest take right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeartRadio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
We have an accident blocking two left lanes, 183 southbound at Anderson Mill Road, causing a 13-minute delay. Stop and go traffic back to Avery Ranch Road. We have another accident reported FM 969 at Sendero Hills Parkway, and another accident, Slaughter Lane at Mopac. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Hey, Texas, I want to talk about the wonderful folks over at Covert Chevy and Hutto. At Covert Chevy and Hutto, they have the specials you are looking for. How about a 2024 Silverado 1500 for $15,000 off of MSRP, or a 2024 Chevy Tahoe for $8,000 off of MSRP with no payments for 120 days. See dealer for details. The Coverts have been doing business since 1909, and they love being a part of the communities that they serve. Head on over to CovertChevyHutto.com or swing by 1200 US 79 in Hutto, Texas. Covert Chevy and Hutto, where tradition meets the open road. Together, let's drive.
Bigger than ever, the factory mattress year-end clearance is back. Act now. Buy one and get one free mattresses, plus free adjustable power bases with select mattresses. Factory Mattress ensures the best price and guarantees it. 0% financing for 6 years with any Tempur-Pedic or Stearns & Foster set. It's the year-end clearance event going on now at Factory Mattress.
My factory mattress.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by for a few weeks.
We should do what my brother did. He went to billshappen.com and got $3,000 the next day.
With our bad credit, I don't think so.
Billshappen.com is different. They are one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope, my brother said it was easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. Billshappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Great news. I went to billshappen.com, and we will have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
There's no better place to buy your new Chevy than Henna Chevrolet. Right now, we have the biggest discounts in the last 5 years. Plus, 0 for 60 months is available on a large selection of vehicles. As an Austin original since 1936, Henna Chevrolet has been treating customers right and saving them some serious money. For straightforward, all-inclusive pricing, together let's drive at Henna Chevrolet or Henna.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. There's no waiting to sell your old place first. That sounds perfect, doesn't it? That's what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy your home and then move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle the repairs of your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists your home and sells it for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old one later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar on your new home with Orchard. Ready to find out how this all works? Visit orchard.com to get a free valuation. That's orchard.com. And remember to tell them Hardball Hard sent you.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Some clouds today and a high in the upper 50s. Back to the mid-40s tonight. We'll be to 60 for a high tomorrow. Into the upper 60s by Thursday and Friday.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Now's the time to shop limited time doorbuster deals during Lowe's Pro Savings Days. Save $50 on a little giant king combo 6-foot ladder. Was $199, now $149. Doorbusters valid 113 to 115. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Hey, it's Bobby Bones. Join me and former NFL quarterback Matt Castle for our new podcast, Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle. Between us, we have over 17,500 passing yards, multiple New York Times bestsellers, and one Mirror Ball trophy from Dancing with the Stars. So where else are you going to find a show with that much athleticism and football insight? Listen to Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart.
Open your free iHeart app and search Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle and start listening.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, covering the 40 acres.
You heard the beat drop, so that can only mean one thing. WWE Hall of Famer and the world's strongest man, the Mark Henry, brings you the world's strongest take. Take it away, big fella.
Harge.
What's up, man?
You know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for the world's strongest take. They threw dirt on me yesterday, but didn't realize that I come from the dirt. I was just at home. Now, I'm going to start off with the Eagles and the Rams, since we already put a lot of emphasis on what the Rams are doing. I do not think that the Eagles will be able to handle this Rams team. They've struggled with teams that do a lot of motion, and they haven't relied on the tush push as much this year. There's a lot of things that I see the Eagles not being able to survive going against this Rams defense, not to mention Cooper Kupp, he's back. Puka Nacua, healed up. Their second and third wide receivers, one of which being a Texas Longhorn, all healthy, first time of the season. And then you get to the Lions and the Commanders. And as much as I love the Commanders quarterback, which is hard for me to say being a Cowboy fan, the Lions are just a better team. I think they have better coaching staff, coordinators, and they have way too much to lose. And then we get to the upper bracket. The Bills and the Ravens, Arch, I feel like the main reason that the Ravens are going to win this game is because they got a lot more to prove. Lamar Jackson is getting put in a step in a secondary situation to Josh Allen in a year where he's beaten him statistically in everything. Mm-hmm. They won as many games. And I don't understand what Buffalo is going to do to stop Derrick Henry. He had 199 yards against them last time. He'll go over 200 this time. And then you get to the Chiefs and Texans as optimistic as Houston thinks they are. The Chiefs are the Chiefs, and they will advance. What say you?
I mean, I have no qualms about anything that you just laid on the table as far as this team. I mean, the playoffs are concerned. Everybody that is participating in the playoffs, they all have their flaws, but they also have their great moments. We're down to what, the final 8? We're down to the final 8 to get to the championship, and you start to look at each of these teams and what they do different and what they bring to the table and who's next and how it all breaks down. Anybody could win this Super Bowl. And as we were talking about earlier, Mark, I was looking at the lines for the Super Bowl. Now, a lot of them hadn't changed much. Detroit, plus 280. Kansas City, plus 340. Philadelphia, plus 400. Ravens, plus 460. Buffalo, plus 540. The Rams, plus 1,800. The Commanders, plus 2,800. And the Houston Texans have the longest shot at plus 5,000. Now, you can look at the Houston Texans and say, no, they don't have a chance. They're playing against Kansas City. But let's not forget, at one point, Deshaun Watson led Houston Texans were up like 24-0 against the Kansas City Chiefs and gave it away. Now, I don't think DeMeco Ryans will let that happen in that situation. The Washington Commanders, we talked about them. 4 games in a row that Jaden Daniels had led them to a game-winning drive to be able to win the ball games. Matthew Stafford, we've already said, he's a champion. Jared Goff has been to the Super Bowl before and took his team to the championship game with the Detroit Lions, the NFC championship game. Kansas City is Kansas City. We don't even need to say much about that. Philadelphia, to me, is the biggest of the wild cards because I believe the Ravens are going to knock off the Buffalo Bills. I never have wavered from that because I think that their running game and their passing game is just too much for the Buffalo Bills. But the wild card continues to be the Rams. The Rams are the team that you and I have spoke about multiple times on off air, and they are getting right at the right time.
Yeah, you got the pressure of that defense. People like Verse, man, they are explosive on defense.
Yes.
And if you give up a fumble or interception in the second half, you're gonna get beat because the Rams, they are tailor-made to score in a short field. They have all of these special design motion plays. Outside of Detroit, they're the best offense.
Yeah.
So good luck to all y'all facing all y'all Philly fans. Get your crying towels out.
Well, Philly fans gonna be ready to fight, Mark. You know they're gonna be ready to get after it. I saw a video the other day of a Philly fan yesterday that was just berating a husband and a wife for no reason. And look, I'm all for, giving each other crap about their teams, but neither one of us are out there playing.
No.
So what you out here acting a gump, as my grandfather used to say, why in the world are you acting like that towards people for no reason? Just being an idiot. And people will say, well, that's Philly. No, that's a human being that is a dumb dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's Philly being Philly. No, that dude is just dumb.
There's a reason, Harsh, that Philadelphia has a police station and a jail cell in the stadium.
Yeah. Makes no sense at all because people just want to act stupid. But this is it right here. This is what we've been waiting on. And I cannot wait for this weekend because all these games are going to be fun. But as always, we can't talk NFL without talking about the Dallas Cowboys in the mystery, which is. So when we come back to close out the show and send you to Dan Patrick, we're going to find out where our poll is on who will be the next Dallas coach towards the University of Texas. What? No, I'm just kidding. We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
It's the Craig Way Show.
If Jerry Jones does care as much about his fans as he says, try to make some moves that might at least appeal to them a little more than a lot of the moves you made. In other words, like a real personnel person, real general manager. Make Will McClay the real general manager.
Voice of the Texas Longhorns and Hall of Fame broadcaster. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on AM 1300 The Zone.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeart Radio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
We do have an accident blocking 2 left lanes, 183 southbound at Anderson Mill Road, 20-minute delay. Stop and go traffic all the way back to Avery Ranch Road. Accident reported Parmer Lane at Samsung Boulevard, and another accident, 71 at Old Bee Cave Road. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
When it comes to making fantasy picks on your favorite players, you want excitement, but you also want a platform you can trust. Better Picks is available in over 30 states. So if you're hearing this, it's probably available for you.
Better Picks is safe, secure, and super easy to use. Just pick more or less on your favorite player stats and put your skills to the test.
With Better Picks, you get the thrill of playing for up to 2,000 times your cash. So go ahead, make your picks and play for big wins with super fast payouts and withdrawals.
Go to betterpicks.com, BETRpicks.com, or download Better on the app or Play Store and use promo code RADIO to play for up to 2,000 times your cash. Plus, new users get up to a $200 match on their first deposit and join thousands playing across the U.S.
Must be 21 or older and in a jurisdiction where Better Picks operates. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned with your play? Call the NCPG at 1-800-522-4700.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-529-2856. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-529-2856. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-529-2856. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life, call 800-529-2856.
88 unread emails? Okay. New credit card? Delete. Congratulations, you've just won. Goodbye. COVID-19 news and delete. Wait. Learn about treatment options for COVID-19. No and go. Okay, kind of catchy. Know that oral prescription treatment options are available for COVID-19 if you're at high risk. And go see your doctor if you experience symptoms or test positive. And forwarding that to mom.
Talk to your pharmacist or doctor if you or a loved one gets COVID-19. Know and go. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's just like my car radio on my phone.
Adding presets is so much fun.
Join the millions already on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
Seeing lyrics in the app is incredible.
It's so easy to use.
Nice job, iHeart.
Find out what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
Second opinions.
You get them with your health.
So why not with your wealth?
Your stock market investments deserve a second opinion.
At Henyon & Walsh, it only takes a second
to schedule your free second opinion.
Go online and search for Henyon & Walsh, the second opinion people. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Henyon & Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Henyon & Walsh Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits.
Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with autopay and any voice line. Plus, Price Lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without autopay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
It's the Craig Way Show with the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
What a great show here on the morning kickoff. If you missed any part of the show, all you got to do is get over to that new and improved iHeartRadio app, and you can download any of the past episodes that you might have missed, because let me just tell you this, we try to bring it to you every single day. I want to give you an update on one of the polls that we have out there right now. Who will be the next Dallas Cowboy head coach? And as of right now, it's a whopping number of 42% is picking Deion Sanders. 28% says other. Aaron Glenn is at 8.6, and 20% also says Pete Carroll. Now, Mark, this is another one of those situations where, as a Dallas Cowboy football fan, you start to question yourself as loyalty. You start to question yourself as an individual. Why is it that the Cowboys do things so wrong?
They do things so wrong because they have a man up in age that thinks he's smarter than everybody. Just because you're richer than everybody don't mean you're smarter than everybody. Now, there's somebody you left out of this Dallas Cowboy coaching carousel. Tony Romo should be up there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What?
Tony Romo calls plays. I love it. People don't love it. He tells you what's going to happen before it happens. I think he would make a good head coach.
No way would Tony Romo be picked. But I say no way, but you could be right on, because we've seen crazier things happen.
You said other, like what's the out of the blue?
That's what I'm saying. I said you could be spot on, my man. You could be spot on. But Sark's name is there. You know another name that I keep hearing and I think is totally crazy? Jason Witten. Jason Witten's name keep popping up. He's not the person that I think should be the Dallas Cowboys. The thing about the Dallas Cowboy, and we know this because we've seen it, if you have anything about you, you want to do it your way. And I want you to hear from Troy Aikman. I want you to hear Troy Aikman talk about this Dallas Cowboy position and what the expectations are and what people have seen. And it's not what it used to be.
Job. I don't know that that's accurate. I mean, I do think the Cowboys are obviously a high-profile team. Whoever is covering or whoever is head coach of that team is certainly going to draw a lot of attention. But I think most football people that take over as a head coach, they want to do it on their terms.
That's
and
fair.
That's hard to do. And it's, if you take a Dan Campbell, for instance, is Dan Campbell if he's with the Dallas Cowboys? It's hard to imagine that he is. It's hard to imagine that a lot of these coaches might be. So I love the Dallas Cowboys. I played there for 12 years. I wish them well, but to say that it's a coveted job, I'm not sure I would necessarily agree with that.
Maybe it's semantics.
What lies were told? What lies were told?
He ain't lying.
None whatsoever. And that is why, to me, Mark, this position has got to be somebody that can go in there and make Jerry understand, stay out the way and let us do us. And the reason why I say that is because Jimmy Johnson left because he wasn't letting Jerry meddle. Bill Parcells left because he wouldn't let Jerry meddle. Those are the guys when the Cowboys were decent. Super Bowls with Jimmy, and good seasons with Parcells. Now, who is going to come into that position and be able to do what he do? Not very many people.
No. I'm just heartbroken that it's gotten to this, Harge.
Yeah. Now, we have had winning seasons. I'm not going to say that the 12-win seasons aren't been fun and everybody's been happy about it. But it's the finish line. It's like being a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Finish line too far away.
Yeah. You there. You have it set up. But now what? And it just ends up being us like poof, vanished. We gone. What do you always say? Pew.
Oh my gosh.
Our pews are not the same, bro. We do not have the same pew. So it's just another one of those situations that we continue to have to regroup, stay embarrassed, and watch the Dallas Cowboys just blow up in flames.
Hey, I'm gonna go get some more makeup and a new nose for my clown outfit.
Oh, we already got our clown outfit going. I got a text again. The Cowboys gonna do what Cowboys do, and that's absolutely nothing positive. People are looking at the Dallas Cowboys and saying basically exactly what we say every single day. Let me put on my red nose and walk in there and get made up to look like the best clown. I almost look like the Hamburglar right now. That's how bad it is.
Dang.
Yes. It's embarrassing to be a Cowboys fan. But just like every soap opera, when you know that you got to watch your stories at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 2 o'clock, I'm going to be right there front and center, DVRing all the questions and answers and waiting to see what is going to happen when the Dallas Cowboys decide who is going to be their head coach.
I think it's going to shock us. I think it's going to we're going to fall down on the ground.
Is it going to be somebody we're not even thinking of?
It'll be somebody like a Romo.
Man, you keep
Jason
saying
Witten,
Romo.
Jason Witten, somebody like that. I know it won't be Marcus Spears.
I mean, you think it's going to be a former player?
Yeah.
A former Dallas Cowboy player?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Somebody that can put up with Jerry. Shut your mouth.
Well, I don't think anybody really wants to put up with Jerry like that because the scrutiny is this. What if he does get Deion? Deion comes in and this team, or one of the guys that you mentioned, and this team plays like crap. And then you have to listen to all the things that have been going on. You got to go on radio.
That would be the biggest news in sports news if Deion came to the Cowboys, because there will be a mass exodus in Colorado.
Yeah. And like Deion said, I like it way too much being here. I really enjoy what I built here. But this is crazy when you sit back and think how he's let this happen multiple times to the point that you don't know who's going to be your coach. I want to thank Mark Henry. I want to thank Khalil. I want to thank you, the people. And always remember this. We'll be better tomorrow. And don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace.